Hello everyone, my name is Stephanie and this is my Module 6 Persuasive Speech presentation. So today I'm going to be talking about why we should be banning public smoking. So everywhere we go, we see people smoking. Years ago, there used to be a lot of people smoking, especially outside of buildings and inside of restaurants, and we used to see it a lot more frequently than we do now. So more recently, however, the amount of people we see smoking in public areas is rapidly declining. We see more and more signs that say things such as no smoking on campus, no smoking near the building, you must be 200 feet away from the building in order to smoke. And smoking is no longer legally allowed in restaurants that serve food and beverages, and many campuses and buildings have completely banned smoking off their property due to the extensive research done on secondhand smoke. So there's a lot of controversy in the smoking community about these public smoking bans and whether or not banning public smoking should even be allowed. And today I'm going to be talking about the reasons why public smoking should be completely banned, mainly due to the health risks that imposes on other people. So I am currently in nursing school at Wayne State University, as well as going here to get some of my gen eds done. And earlier in September, I gave a presentation on smoking at a community mental health facility in Detroit. I spoke about the issues smoking causes on our finances, our health, and the health of the other people around us. I've also done thorough research and am educated on the physiological effects of smoking on the different systems of the body, and how we can prevent and somewhat undo the effects that smoking causes by stopping smoking. So I am also educated on how smoking passively, as also known as secondhand smoke, is incredibly dangerous to our bodies. So public smoking is an issue that needs to be addressed because it's detrimental to not only the health of the smoker, but also to the health of the people around that person, including you. So inhaling smoke passively while walking on campus or in a parking lot or anywhere where somebody is smoking publicly is damaging to our heart and our lungs and our brain and many other systems of the body. Each time we inhale this smoke, the more danger we are putting ourselves in to develop different diseases. One of the things that I've learned so far in nursing school is that for each disease that you have, there are risk factors. And almost every single disease you could get, smoking is a risk factor. Smoking is a huge risk factor. It just puts your health at risk for the development of so many different diseases. So even if you're not a smoker, chances are you've been exposed to cigarette smoke and inhaled its many toxins, putting your health at risk. Banning public smoking would get rid of that risk each time we go out into a public place. We would no longer have to wonder if you're going to inhale smoke and potentially damage your lungs or your heart. So there are many reasons that we should ban public smoking, but the most important reason is to maintain the safety and health of others. According to the American Cancer Society, there are two different types of smoke. There is mainstream smoke and side stream smoke. Mainstream smoke is the actual smoke that is exhaled from the smoker. Side stream smoke is a smoke that is like released from the lighted end of the cigarette or pipe. And side stream smoke tends to be more damaging than mainstream smoke because it has a higher concentration of carcinogens, which are cancer-causing agents, and they are smaller particles, which allows them to more easily cross the protective membranes of our lungs and into our body cells. So our lungs have all of these defense mechanisms inside of them so that when you inhale air, they're going to filter out these toxins and everything and protect your body and help these toxins not enter into your bloodstream. But one of the problems with this side stream smoke is that these particles are so small that sometimes they're not even filtered out by the defense mechanisms of the lungs, and then they get into your body and wreak havoc on your body's cells. So both of these types of smoke linger in the air, and they have the potential to be inhaled by passerbys who don't smoke. The reason why secondhand smoke is so bad is because people who are exposed to it are facing some harmful chemicals that smokers inhale, meaning that there is no level of safe exposure. They're being exposed to the same exact chemicals that the smoker is being exposed to as well. So according to the American Cancer Society, the smoke that people are exposed to has over 7,000 chemicals, and at least 70 of which are carcinogenic, which is a cancer-causing agent. The diseases that people can get from secondhand smoke are at least 8 different types of cancer, cerebral vascular disease leading to a stroke, lung infections, different lung diseases, and many more health problems as well. So many people choose to not smoke because they don't want to voluntarily damage their own health with cigarettes. But when people publicly smoke, they're putting everyone else around them at risk for the same diseases and complications of smoking cigarettes. Many people are involuntarily exposed to this smoke, and they can end up getting diseases that they may not have otherwise gotten if they were not exposed to so much of the cigarette smoke. Banning public smoking would greatly reduce the exposure to people who would not otherwise be exposed to cigarette smoke. For me, example, my parents don't smoke, my siblings don't smoke, I do not live in a smoking household. Literally, the only time I would be exposed to smoke would be if I went out into a public place. So I have protected myself from smoking. And I don't want to be exposed to smoke. I'm just using myself as an example. So if we were to ban public smoking, I basically wouldn't even be exposed to any of the risks of secondhand smoke because there wouldn't be any in these public places. So this would help preserve preserve other people's health and keep the different environments clean and safer for everyone. So imagine that you're going out on campus and you want to sit outside of a building when it's nice out to do your homework, but there's a line of people outside smoking. You too are inhaling the smoke. Some people would say to just move out of that spot and go somewhere else. However, many people stand outside of the buildings to smoke cigarettes. It's very hard to find a place outside anymore where people are not smoking and you're not being exposed to some level of cigarette smoke. So banning public smoking would completely get rid of the risks that you face going out in public areas and inhaling smoke because there will be no smoke to inhale. So one reason that people don't want to ban cigarette smoking is because they believe that it's a freedom that they should be allowed to enjoy. I have heard the argument that people drink alcohol and that's damaging to their body. But they're allowed to do it publicly, so people should be allowed to smoke publicly. The argument against that, however, is that drinking alcohol only damages the active drinker, not the people around that drinker. So there are no lingering effects of alcohol that can damage surrounding people, can only damage the person ingesting the alcohol. So smoking is different because when a smoker lights a cigarette around a group of people, all of the people in that group, including the active smoker, are inhaling these toxic and carcinogenic chemicals. Alcohol only damages one person, whereas cigarette smoke damages every single person around him who inhales it. So whether or not it's an active or passive inhalation. So smoking is a legal habit for the people who are over the age of 18. If you are a person who wishes to smoke and you can legally do so, then that's fine because it's legal. However, if you wish to smoke in a public place, you should think about the people around you and how you could be damaging their health as well as your own. Smoking puts your health at risk, as well as the health of other innocent people, too. So I urge people to only smoke in the comfort of their own homes or other private areas, where they are not exposing other people to the harmful chemicals that make up cigarette smoke. If smoking were to be banned in public places, this would limit the amount a smoker would be able to smoke. This would decrease the amount of nicotine the smoker needs in order to not feel the symptoms of withdrawal, and eventually this would lead to fewer cigarettes that each smoker needs every day in order to get their fix. So this would be healthier for the smoker as well as for people in public areas. So I urge all smokers to think about the health of themselves as well as the health of other people when they go out and smoke in a public place. Choosing not to smoke in a public place will help your health and the health of everyone else. Banning public smoking would be beneficial to the health of everyone and eventually lead to a healthier population of people. Thank you for listening.